Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Map It Forward, friends. This is the last week of the podcast for 2020. We're going to have 4 episodes of the Daily Coffee Pro and 1 episode of the Map It Forward podcast this week. The episode of the Map It Forward podcast is going to be with one of the business mastermind groups that have been going now for about 8 months, 7 months, something like that. And we're going to record an episode of the Map It Forward podcast and talk about what we all experienced and achieved and how 2020 was made different because of the mastermind group that we had and the way that we all supported each other. The 4 episodes of the Daily Coffee Pro are going to be targeted on preparing for 2021, and we're going to cover 4 subjects. Today is the first of those 4 subjects, and we're going to focus a little bit on planning for uncertainty. It's not like we have gotten to the end of 2020 and everything that completely imploded in 2020 is now fixed. It isn't. And we're going into 2021 with a ton of uncertainty. So today I want to focus on how can we prepare for the uncertainty that is sure to show up for 2021. Whether things go to plan or not, pretty much all of us are going in there, whether we had a successful year or not. We're going into 2021 with an expectation that the uncertainty that we've experienced in 2020 isn't going to change in 2021. We are looking for a new normal. It's not going to return to the way that it was. At least there's no signs of anything returning to the way that it was. So how do we get ready for what's coming? I'm a big fan of questions. So our purpose here on the Map It Forward podcast is not to give you answers to anything, because we don't have your answers. What we have is questions that will help you answer according to your life, according to your journey, according to your intended outcomes. So let's start with the first question in how to plan for 2021. And it's a really simple question that requires a very detailed response. What do you want? A lot of everything that we start at Map It Forward, whether it be our own internal projects or whether it's working with clients and mastermind groups, pivotal to everything is this very first question. What do you want? And when you can put in detail what it is you want from something, then you know what your goal is. You know what you're aiming for. You know what success looks like. You know the direction that you're heading in. Now, while this sounds like a very simple question, in a time of great uncertainty, daring to answer the question of what do I want may seem rather arrogant, but it's not. And here's why. The people who have been most successful throughout 2020, a year filled with uncertainty, are the people who have led proactively. They haven't reacted to everything. They were prepared ahead, even if it was just days ahead, even if it was just hours ahead, but they prepared for all scenarios. They were also, from everything that we saw in all the group coaching that we did, all the one-on-one coaching that we did, and all the mentoring that I personally did with people around the world who are professionals, the one thing that I saw all the successful people do was be proactively focused on their own leadership. And so they weren't reacting to all the uncertainty. They understood and were very clear about where it is they were going and what they wanted to achieve, as well as how they wanted to experience it. So ask yourself, what is it I choose? I'm changing that word want to choose. I'm a chooser, I'm not a wanter. What is it I choose for 2021? Do you choose a sabbatical? Do you choose to start a new business? Do you choose getting educated in a completely different field? Do you choose entering a new phase of your business, what is it that you choose for your life and your career? And this leads me to the next question, which is a question I ask myself regularly, but particularly at this time of year. What do you need to feel wealthy at the end of next year? What is it that will make you feel wealthy? And this leans into life currencies. To feel wealthy next year, do you need a whole ton of money? Or do you need peace of mind? Or do you need freedom? Or do you need to start your own business? What is it that you need that will make you feel wealthy this time next year? And if you have not watched our episode on life currencies, I would encourage you to go check it out. We'll include a link in the show notes. But the reason that life currencies are so important is they help you shift the idea that money is a wealth generating resource or a wealth generating currency, and turning it into the understanding that money is a resource that brings you life currencies like peace of mind and freedom and growth and flow and purpose and connectedness and clarity. Those are all my life currencies. So check out that episode and we will link to it in the show notes. So it's important as you prepare for the uncertainty of what's coming to understand firstly what it is that you want, and second of all, what's going to make you feel wealthy. Now, once you've answered those two questions, and remember, you are the only person that can answer those questions for you. But once you have answered those questions for you, I would encourage you to start writing it down. Write it down in as much detail as you can. Get a vision board, get pictures, whatever it is that's going to work for you. Write it and have it somewhere that you can see it every day. Even if it's in words, not pictures, whatever it is that's going to work for you. Set reminders on your phone to remind you what it is that you want and what is going to make you feel wealthy at the end of next year. And the reason this is important is because it keeps you focused. Have it somewhere that you can see it regularly so that you can remember. Let's say being mentally healthy is the goal for you by the end of next year. If you have a reminder that it clicks off twice a day that says to you, remember by the end of 2021, we have to have great mental health. Well, what that does is it aligns you every single day, twice a day, to stay focused on that and to be looking for resources that are going to help you with that situation. You'll keep focused on it, and therefore you'll see all the opportunities that come your way to fix it. So that's today's episode for how to prepare for uncertainty in 2021. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode where we'll be focusing on intentionality and purpose and how to set with great intention and great purpose how you'll choose to experience 2021 in your coffee career or in your coffee business. Peace, love, and peanut butter, friends. Have an amazing rest of your day.